I love hearty salads that have loads of flavour in them and interesting ingredients. This is my ultimate egg salad. So to start with, let's get the eggs into a pot, a nice big pot like this. This is cold water. When I'm hard boiling eggs, I like to start with cold water and bring it up to the boil and cook the eggs for 6 minutes so they're perfectly cooked in the middle. So in they go, and just gently lower in your eggs so they don't split when they're cooking. And this is an egg salad, but I do have even amounts of potatoes in this salad too. Now these are kipfler potatoes, and I choose kipfler potatoes because they've got a really nice waxy flesh. So when I do cook these, they're going to hold their shape in the salad as opposed to crumbling. And I'm going to leave the potatoes in for another 8 to 10 minutes or until they're cooked through the centre. Now I'm going to add a little bit of salt to this water too, just to flavour those potatoes. And don't peel your potatoes. It is really important to leave the skin on so all the flavour stays in the flesh. We'll peel them afterwards and it's much easier to do too. Now while that's happening, we can get on to another component of this really hearty salad, the trout. This is a rainbow trout. It's a small trout. You can see it's a rainbow trout from that beautiful line down the centre here. I've asked my fishmonger to remove all of the bones. Now I'm going to poach this in some water because I really want the meat just to fall apart and flake away. I don't want to overcook it by frying it. So a bay leaf and some salt. And now, once you can see the little bubbles coming, you don't want it to boil, this is the time to add the fish. Now this is a delicate fish, so you don't need to cook it for too long. This is going to poach for about 3 to 5 minutes. Now while that's cooking, we can get on to a really delicious dressing to go with this salad. Into a big bowl, I'm going to add some homemade mayonnaise, so just egg yolks that I've just whisked with some mustard and some grapeseed oil. Now to give this extra richness and a little bit of tartness, I'm going to add some sour cream. So 1 tablespoon of sour cream and the zest of 1 lemon. So all fantastic flavours that go with the trout and most importantly that go with the eggs. Perfect. And now I'm just going to cut that lemon in half and I want to give this lemon a good squeeze to get as much juice out. Now for a little bit of garlic. I'm not going to use the whole clove of garlic here. I'm just going to use half of this clove. By adding a hint of garlic just like this, we're transforming this mayonnaise into an aioli. Even better than that, we're adding that lemon to make it extra interesting. And I might transfer to a whisk, and you can see that this is quite thick, but I want this sauce to be really thick so it sticks to the eggs and it sticks to the fish and the potatoes. Now it's time to add herbs. First of all, some parsley. I'm not going to finely chop it at all. I'm going to be really rough with this. I'm even going to use the stalks of the parsley. With the parsley stalks, I'll finely chop that just because it has a more intense flavour. And I can add that to our mayonnaise. And about 5 sprigs of dill. Again, roughly chopping the leaves and then finely chopping the stalks that have a really intense flavour. And then that can go in as well. And now we need to add a little bit of onion, but instead of using the classic brown onion or the Spanish onion, my preference is some French shallots. Now French shallots have a milder flavour, so that's why I like to use them. And I'm going to add 1 now, so finely slice them. I'm going to slice the rest of these eschalots and I'm going to add them as a garnish to the top. And then just with your fingers, just crumble them up. So you're getting little bits of onion. All right, let's mix this in. Look at those colours, that looks so good. And that's our sauce done. Now let's have a look at this trout. This trout is looking good. And just to ensure that it's completely cooked on the top, I'm just going to flip it over very gently and cook it for a further 30 seconds. Once that's cooked, I'm going to take it out, allow it to cool, and just flake it apart. And in that time, these eggs are going to be nearly cooked. Now the eggs are cooked and I've peeled them, and my potatoes are cooked and I've also peeled them. Now I'm going to cut these little kits of potatoes in half. You can see how waxy they are. When I cut them, they stay in their shape and they're a little bit sticky. I love these potatoes. So in half, if you like, you can chop everything into small pieces, but I kind of like this to be a bit of a textured salad. And do allow this to cool a little bit, just to room temperature. It always tastes nicer, a salad like this, when it's at room temperature. And one thing I did miss out in my sauce is some horseradish. I think it's crucial to this. And now for the eggs. Now, yes, you can chop the eggs or you can tear them apart. I think they look fantastic when you rip the eggs, and look at that. Oh, perfectly cooked. That is really how you showcase eggs in a delicious salad just like this. Beautiful. Now this salad is really coming together now, so we'll just finish it off with some of those French shallots. I'll add a little bit more now. And now just with 2 spoons, I'm going to mix all of this together. You can see I've picked that cooled down trout. It's flaked. Now I've got a bright blue plate. I think it looks fantastic in this plate. So now I'm just going to pile it. I want to show off the inside of those eggs because they just cooked so perfectly. Look at that. And to finish it off, like I said, a little bit more of the shallot on top, just a small amount. Also some sprigs of dill that I'm just going to pick and just let them fall over the top. And last but not least, some caper berries. What I like to do is just cut them just down the centre there for decoration. Leave them on the stalk because they look so good like this, and it'll also give it a nice touch of saltiness. Now that's what you call an egg salad. This is a delicious salad that's got guts to it.